Hey, we are back with another edition of Let's Stay Together. Y'all put your hands together. So man, like we said, we are so happy that you guys are liking our stuff.
Yes.
You guys are sharing our videos. We ask that y'all continue to subscribe to our page. Y'all know what it is. It's Quail, Quel, and Low, right? Jackson. So, man, we have some special dope guys in the house tonight. And guess what we have? We have the Allens and we have the Bryants. So, guys, we are here tonight to talk about the Newlyweds.
Yes.
The Newlywed edition.
Welcome to the show once again. We're going to have some fun tonight, guys. We're going to have some fun tonight.
I want you all to let the world know who are you tonight. Who are you all tonight?
I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Adrian.
We're the Bryants. We've been married for almost 4 years now.
Wow, that's what's up.
Right. Yes.
And how many kids do you have?
We have a son, who's Jeremy Michael, and we have a daughter, Alana.
All right. Who we have on this side?
I'm Brandon,
And I'm Drea.
Yes.
and we have been married for over a year now.
Okay.
And we have 3 sons,
Oh, wow.
and 1 on the way.
My God, today. Quarantine has been great.
Yes.
So I would like to first start off by asking the Allens, and I'm going to come to the Bryants as well.
Hold on. Before we get started, now, we want to let them know who we are, too.
If they don't know us by now,
Well, we
then-
are the Jacksons. And we've been married for a year and...
that's your part.
Okay, a year and 4 months.
Oh.
And we have 4 kids, all right? And we have a 21-year-old,
Yes.
a 11-year-old,
Yes.
a 9-year-old,
Yes.
and a 6-year-old.
You'll be 7 on the
And
21st.
now on the way. Hallelujah.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
That's
Praise
the
God.
greatest part.
Well, hopefully, amen. Praise God. So go ahead. I'm sorry. I just want to put that
Ain't nothing. So, I wanted to ask the Allens, how did you all meet?
How did we all meet? That's a great question. So we are both members of All Nations Church. Shout out to our bishop, Jonathan L. Woods, and co-pastor, Lady Nicole Woods. So actually, we met at church.
Yes.
And I saw her, and I said, "Who is that?" And then, slid in her DM.
Oh, yeah. Not like the DMs.
Let it go down.
It go down.
And, that's how we met. So we met at church.
Yes, I love it.
Well, come on over to the Bryants.
All right, I met this girl on Instagram.
Them deals.
Them
My
deals,
God, them
The
deals.
16th of December.
Wow.
We started talking. Back and forth. So we met in person January 1st, 2017.
Wow.
She blew my mind, man. She still blows my mind.
I'm about to. All right.
So I'm always happy. And you know that from experience.
I got
I'm always
you.
happy.
Yes.
A month later, we got engaged.
Wow.
Then August of that year, we got married.
6 months later.
That's
Yeah.
what's up right
We got
now.
married.
Yes.
I love it. So let me ask you this question. How did you know that you know that you know?
Come on.
that you know that was going to be your forever?
And we asking both of you all this.
You want to go first?
I'll go first, okay. She was working at Starbucks,
I love
okay, and I went in to go see her. It was either the Temptation 4 Top song came on, Fits Like a Glove, right? That's what I got.
Yes.
I heard that song, and I looked at her and started crying.
Whoa.
I was like,
Oh,
this is her, man. This is it.
oh my
There's
God.
gonna be a lot of hearts going on in there.
That's it, man. That's it.
Wow, that's what's up.
The simplest thing.
I'm telling you, man.
Oh my God. It's just
So for me, like we our first date, like you said, we met at that was our first date at Starbucks, and we stayed at Starbucks and talked until Starbucks closed the doors.
Wow.
And then I wanted to get a salad. We went to Zaxby's, got a salad, and then I remember he he ran his hand across my face.
Whoa. My.
And like I just was speechless, and I just got a chill. Came
Ooh,
over
I
me.
think I want to.
It was definitely electrifying, and I asked God right then, I'm like, Lord, is this the one? Oh, he's like, yes, daughter.
Sound like Pastor Wood talking.
Yes.
You sound like your pops.
Yeah, and to the point where I went to the restroom. And I didn't realize at the time, but I went into the men's restroom.
You was gone.
I was just like, woo. And he never lets me live that down. That I was just, I don't know, flustered, whatever it is.
Right.
He never lets me live it down.
Don't let her live it down.
Look, I won't either.
He tells
You remember that
everybody.
time you went to the men's bathroom?
And it was love at first sight. That was it.
That's what's up.
Mr. Allen.
Wasn't the Barry White voice. I just walked out. You just said hello, baby. I said, oh my God.
Let you go first.
I knew he was the one because of how everything happened. Before I joined All Nations, I was looking for a church home. I wanted to be closer to God. And I had actually visited 3 other churches before All Nations. And so I went to All Nations. I fell in love immediately. He came into my life when I called myself trying to have a hot girl summer. You know, I wasn't looking for a relationship. But then I started to draw closer to God, and I met him at church. And just how everything happened,
Yes.
I was like, that gotta be God. And the way he makes me want to be a better woman, I knew that was made him the one for me.
That's it right there.
Wow.
Yes. When your spouse make you want to be better, God.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus.
Well, our story is actually very similar to you all's. I don't know if we ever shared that with you all. But our first date was at Starbucks as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at God. We know what the brand tonight.
Yeah. It was July 6th.
Wow. They remember dates.
And,
Don't ask me no days.
and we met up at Starbucks, and I wouldn't say we shut it down as well. Pretty much we were there for hours.
Wow.
And we just sat outside and just from having that conversation and really just getting to know her and just that level of connectivity.
That's what's up.
You know, I just knew that she was the one from that point there.
Wow. So I want to ask a question tonight. How did you know I was the one?
Well,
let
me tell you the story.
Maybe Shabak in this.
We interviewing them tonight.
Come on, I want them to know. This is
okay.
tonight.
All right, so I will let you all know that I was not. I wasn't trying to have a hot girl summer, but I was just like, no. I don't want to date, you know, I'm good. You know, I've done all that. I've been married before. I have kids. I'm trying to focus on my kids. You know, no. I also came to All Nations. Well, I came when it was WDM.
Yep.
Oh, and a fun fact about us, we are both from Mobile, but we never knew each other in Mobile.
Wow.
We met here.
Right.
Yeah. But, yeah, so I was, you know, no. And someone slid in my DM.
Yes, Instagram. Amen.
But at the time, at the time, I was just like, no, thank you, you know.
Y'all shot me down.
Yeah, I shot him down. But he was very persistent.
Yeah,
He was very persistent and consistent. And, like I began to, I was at a time in my life also where I was just at a dark place in my life. And, I'm almost like, you know, she was, and I was coming back into, you know, who I was and who I was supposed to be. And with his persistence, my praying, and I'm trying to come back to where I was, it just all lined up. And I said, okay, God, check this out. And, you know, I talk to God like, you know, that's my homeboy. That's my, you know, so I get real with God. And so I was like, you know, look, you know what I'm trying to do. I really don't want to be married again. And like this guy, he just came up out of nowhere, and he bringing me flowers to my job, and it was just so sweet. Like, he was doing some very romantic and sweet justice things that I had never experienced in my life, and I was like going back and forth, like, okay, so he's just trying to get me, But then on the other hand, I'm like, I never experienced this before. But I prayed and I asked God to let him say something to me, and I'm not gonna tell him what it was, but I asked God for him to say something specific to me, and he said it, and my jaw dropped. Wow. I was like, oh my God, like, are you sick? Wow. Like, God, I didn't know you was finna do that. Like, wow. I mean, I know what I meant when I said it, but I didn't know it was gonna happen. So when he said it, I was just like, okay.
Wow.
It still took me a little time to get myself together. That's how I knew.
Well, this is how I knew, real short and sweet, man, that, first she was a church girl. But my God, she was beautiful, sexy, fine, and she knew how to praise God. So when I saw, one of the things that really stood out to me, to see a young woman take care of her kids. And she did something that I had a lot of respect for. Before I was able to just meet her kids, she made me wait.
Oh, yes, God.
You know what I'm saying? I just didn't go, like, I'm like, hey, I want to see you. She like, meet me at Regent's Bank. Meet me over here by the park, by the church. I was like, man, I want to go to the house. You know what I'm saying? But I respected that, you know what I'm saying? Because I knew that, she didn't want people coming in and out of her kids. Like, and, when I saw all that, like, I said, man, this is gonna be the one here. And then, I can put this on out. I went to my pastor, went to my best friend, and all of them were like, man, she the one. My best friend like, man, she beautiful. I said, I know, dog, I know. I had screensavers of her already, and we weren't even together, you know what I'm saying? So, a screenshot, you know what I'm saying? So we weren't even together. So, but and then that day came. I'm almost like that day came. Once we started hanging out. And, I was like, yeah, my mom said, baby, the first day my mom saw her, she said, hey, daughter-in-law. I'm like, we ain't even like that for real. You know what I'm saying? But that's how we met. I love her, man. And like I said, we've been married for a year and 4 months. And it's been good, man. I'm enjoying life, man.
It has been good. So even though we've had a great year, we have had obstacles. Yes. We've had trials. We've had stumbling blocks. We've had all types of things thrown at us on different angles to try to stop what God has put together. Because I do believe this is a God thing. Right. So I know I'm not, I'm not dumb to the fact that the enemy hates marriage. Right. And when you're joined, he's gonna do each and everything that he can. He's gonna slip in whatever way he can slip in. So yeah, it has been, we have had our moments, and it's just being real. And I know, look.
Right, so the question I want to ask on that, we don't have to go into details of what the obstacle was, but I want to ask, how did you all face that obstacle, and how did y'all overcome it? Either one.
I would say communication. Mm-hmm. When there's ever an, a dilemma, communication. It might not be right then.
Right, absolutely.
It may be 2 days from then, after everybody has had time to collect their thoughts.
Right, that's good.
And to kind of calm down and say, okay, after the dust settles, what went wrong, okay? We're sorry, we shouldn't let that happen, or we shouldn't let it got that far. And to, like the other day we said, let's commit to not quitting.
My God, that's good.
We do something on our show.
I was just gonna say,
we do something on our show. We gotta do. Are you ready, baby? I'm gonna turn on what he said.
We said the other day that we are committing to not quitting.
Committing to not quitting. That is so good. Yeah. I'm tweeting it. Can I tweet it?
Yeah.
I ain't got no Twitter.
That will be hashtag on the show. You better believe that.
Yeah. That is good. That's good. And when you have that mindset, you can make it. You go far when you have that mindset. Yeah. Alice?
I would say, and I hate to kind of come along with what you all said, but really communication. Right. For us, I said we have our little pillow talk,
Yeah.
and
Which is good.
Once we done put Deuce to sleep, and we're up, and it may have been something that we may had a disagreement about. We'll usually, for the most part, talk about it then,
Right.
but then we'll come back to it usually before we go to bed,
Right.
and that's our little time where we talk it out one more time to make sure that it's resolved.
Right.
And I even like what you said, the quitting thing, because see, both of y'all answers is showing the mature. And people think, and I know it's a marriage, people been married for 20, 30 years, but where we are now, we're walking in maturity marriage, meaning that what took those couples 5 and 6 years to get it, we're getting it in the first part of our marriage.
Right.
And one of the things that we promote on our show is longevity. So we're preparing ourselves by communicating more and by saying quotes like that will be hashtag again.
Yes.
By saying things like that will help us to get to that point of having longevity in our marriage.
Absolutely. And like y'all saying, communication is so key. Communication is, I would probably say one of the most important things in a marriage, because if you don't have communication, how do you have love? Like you have to communicate to your spouse what you're feeling, how they made you feel, or if it was something that they did wrong. You have to communicate those things so that first of all, it won't happen again, and second of all, so that so that your spouse will know, well, look, I ticked her off, so I better do that no more. Let's not go down that road. Don't go down that road. Make it right. Don't make no love. Keep straight.
So look, with that being said, right? Let's talk about that communication piece. How hard was it in the beginning?
Or was it hard?
Or was it hard, right?
I'm gonna say that's being a man. When I say
Talk
something,
about being a man. Lord.
it's arrogancy too. Men are
Yes.
naturally arrogant.
Right.
Yes.
They like to control stuff.
Right.
That's the way we're designed. That's the human side, not the God
Right.
side.
Right.
And the human side wants to say whatever you gotta say, and that's it. Walk away.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Right. Go
And
to the
we don't
main
think
thing.
about anything till the end. You're like, oh man, I
Right.
messed that up.
Probably shouldn't have said that.
Yeah,
It's getting lonely on that sofa.
You have to watch your tongue and be sympathetic
Absolutely.
because you don't know how she's feeling.
Right.
Absolutely.
You don't know what she went through during the day.
Absolutely. Gotta take that.
You gotta get her side also,
Right.
and put two and two together and talk about it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's good.
Yes.
Y'all can jump in anytime. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. I think from a communication perspective, I think for us it wasn't really hard, but I think it was more so just learning each other's communication style.
Right.
Because we're from two different places. I'm originally from Charleston, South Carolina.
Right.
She's from Alabasta.
Alabasta.
And so, even though both of us are, we're raised in the South, and we're both, African American, we both have subcultures
Right.
that are different.
Absolutely.
Right.
And so blending those two subcultures and, my communication style, I'm, pretty laid back, until I get, pretty irritated. And then, my accent from back home comes in.
Oh yeah.
I just want to ask a question, Dre. Do his voice change?
I mean, like, who was that?
And so, it's like, I know she's probably looking like, what? But I know what I'm saying. And she know I mean business.
She gonna know.
Yeah.
But, so just kind of finding that balance.
The happy medium.
Yeah. But when you care about one another, you
Right.
don't want to hurt each other's feelings.
Absolutely.
So you keep that in mind.
Exactly.
Absolutely. You don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
That's right.
So how was it with you?
It was hard.
Well, I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, communication,
That was our biggest issue.
that was a big issue, and I think that, like he was saying, our backgrounds had a huge amount of it was a big problem, and simply because we're 10 years apart.
Yeah. That
So
was another point.
y'all are too.
Yeah.
He was raised in one generation. I was raised in another
Watch your
generation.
mom now.
Also, his generation came first.
Hey, Jerry, it's all right. It's all right.
But also the fact that I had become complacent in doing my own thing because I was divorced way longer than he was.
Yeah.
So in that time that I was divorced, I developed my own everything, my own mentality, how I felt, how I was gonna raise my kids, anything I had, and I was like, look, this me right now. And so when he came along, it took me a while to kind of knock that wall down of this is me, this is gonna be me. Okay, I see you, but this is me, So I'm gonna say that a lot of that was me because I had become so complacent in my own thing.
Right.
So that communication, it was hard. It took a good 3 months for us to overcome that situation.
And it showed because,
hard 3 months.
like my wife said, we are very transparent on the show, and we get I'm talking about 2 weeks before our first year anniversary.
Oh,
we got into even down in the Jackson house. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't like a good way either.
Yeah, not a good way. I mean, it was loud and it was crazy.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if she recognized. I recognized what it was. It was the enemy.
Of course.
The enemy knew that we was going good.
Mm-hmm.
We had our little here and there, but that day it went down.
Yeah,
Man.
it
To be honest with you, this little thing right here is feisty. I
It's
got scared. but even though it went down, again, it goes back to the mature of our marriage.
Right.
Like, I was able to get to the point where I say, okay, enough is enough. Let's talk. Let's get over this. Because I ain't going nowhere.
Right. And then another thing, too, you both have to be on the same page
Right.
of getting over it. Like, you can't say, well, let's get over it. And I'm like, nah, we even know. I'm not ready yet. So we both have to be on the same page and come to that, okay, yes, let's go ahead and jump over this hurdle.
That's good. So watch this. When we come back, we're going to talk about a couple more things, y'all. We're going to talk about quality time together. And we're going to talk about finance together.
Yes.
And then we're going to deal with love languages when we come back after these messages.
Good evening. Welcome to Ruth's Place, where we hope that you have the expectation of great food, great entertainment to really enhance your dining experience. We're located at 2404 Derby Way, Birmingham, Alabama, 35210. So when you come to Ruth's, expect to have a good time. Let me say, bon appetit.
All right, guys, we are back with the second half of our show. Can we just give it up for the Bryants and the Allens and the I am loving it. So my husband said that we're going to talk about a few more things. So we're going to start with quality time.
Yes.
So I do want to say that they both have newborns. We got an 8-month-old. And we have a
8-month-old.
I didn't know that was 8 months.
God, they started at the same time.
Yeah, just shocked
It was
me.
some furniture being moved in that thing. Over their house.
Okay, so
That's why they smiling, guys. Look how they smiling.
I want to start with the Allens, and I want to ask you guys, how is quality time with an 8-month-old for you all?
Sometimes you gotta
Be creative.
be creative and quick,
Yeah.
impactful. But he pretty much take his naps and he do his little things, and so we're able to fit it in. We at night is really our main quality time. But we're also able to take date nights thanks to his grandmother.
That's good.
So we make sure to continue to date each other even with the baby.
That's good.
We don't want to just lose ourselves
Absolutely.
within having a baby because it's so easy to do.
Right.
Because they require so much time.
We make sure we keep the romance a top priority.
That's right.
I love it.
I can tell, man. He cut his hair, man. His voice, I got a little.
Got another one on the way.
There's been a lot of quality time going on now. Go ahead, Brian.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, she takes naps.
I know this.
And whenever she takes a nap,
It's
quality time.
Yes,
It's
yes,
showtime.
That's good.
But like it's more at nighttime as well too. But like I said, that we put her down, and when she was first born, we did not tiptoe around the house. We did not, make sure it was super quiet,
Right.
so she can learn how to sleep peacefully without waking up with every kind of noise they hit,
Yes.
whatever kind of bump. She can still stay quiet, still stay sleep or whatever. So. And we love watching movies and stuff. So.
That's what's up.
That's the
See, my wife sleep like y'all, cause see, you can make up all kind of
I
noise.
take naps.
She ain't gonna wake up.
She gonna-
No, unless Ethan holler. If Ethan say she just wake up. I can holler, Ariana can holler, Caleb can holler. Again, I can holler. She ain't waking up. But when that boy Ethan said she's like, just wake up out the blue.
That's
We
my
been
baby.
hollering for the longest.
I guess it's different because that's my baby.
It's your baby.
So let me ask this real quick. What would you consider a great date night?
Oh man, we love to eat, man. We go out to eat all the time.
Gotcha.
Probably once or twice a week at least, especially on a Saturday.
Oh yes.
And the time we get away, we try to enjoy them as much as we can. We go get something to eat. We go bowling.
That's good.
We're gonna do Top Golf pretty soon.
Talk about Sunday.
Yeah.
So
That's good.
So,
That's what it's
A
about.
nice date will be maybe brunch that morning,
Yes.
maybe go bowling, hit a movie.
Yeah, just all
Just do it all.
That's right.
Yeah.
On the way home,
And
you
then
just looking
dessert
at
at
each
night.
other. Yeah. Oh.
yep.
My God, I love dessert. Go ahead, Alice.
One thing I was actually going to say, and this kind of ties into your question here. I think the pandemic really was great. I think, it was great for some, not so great for others. So I put it like that. Because we did see some divorce happen because people had to spend time together.
Right. Absolutely.
But for us, it was great, and I'm sure for you all, it was great too, because you were forced to spend more time together. And then even with my job, I work from home. I've been working from home now for a year.
Wow.
So that gives the opportunity really to spend a lot of time together because you don't have to worry about driving. You can, I can take a little break, spend some time with her, spend some time with Deuce. And so, that's great. And then our time, just watch a lot of Netflix in the evening time. But I would say for us, a perfect day, we like to eat as well.
We do too.
We like to go to different places.
Oh yeah.
So we follow all these different apps, and we'll try new places, and because she's pregnant, we can't do Top Golf and bowling and all this other stuff. So for the most part, it's just going out to eat somewhere until then, and then we'll do some other stuff.
Wow.
That was good. Yes.
We love date night. We came up with something, man, that every Friday night we're gonna do a date night.
Yep.
She do 1 week, I do 1 week, and I can't say she been winning. What I'm saying? She been coming up with some crazy ideas. But like I said on my live, y'all may see us parachute through Birmingham on a go-kart going down 65. I don't know. 'Cause I'm finna come with it. You know what I'm saying? But, we did something a night that I would love for you guys to go with us, especially after you have the baby. We did something called Splash Paint. It was so much fun. You know what I'm saying? We was in there and actually helped you release some stress. You know what I'm saying? We just throwing paint everywhere. And we got through. My wife is very, and that goes to our last question that we'll ask later on about knowing your partner. You know what I'm saying? One thing I did not know that she was very, she's an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like
I wouldn't say artist.
Oh man, she's good, y'all. She know how to come up with different things. My stuff be looking like kindergarten, you know what I'm saying? And so she loves crafts and stuff. She's real good at it. So some of the things that I want to plan would be centered around it. It's all about making her happy. You know what I'm saying?
Make you happy too.
Oh, you do. We'll talk about that. So we did the thing. So they want to do finances.
So I was gonna just kind of tie that in because he just said something, and I don't know if y'all caught it, but he said that I pay for a week, and he didn't say pay for it, but he said I do a week and he do a week. But we're gonna jump into finances because right now we have separate accounts.
Yeah, and so how
we have separate accounts, and I'm gonna say this that the bills still get paid.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
ain't
we gonna
nothing
get paid
getting
now.
cut off.
Right.
You know,
Oh,
but we do hear a lot of married couples that have been married like 20 plus years say that they have all their finances together. How do you all feel about that?
right.
As long as everything get paid, you know, we at first in the beginning he had his own account, I had my own account, but we gradually, you know, put each other on both accounts.
Gotcha.
But we just have certain bills that we pay in the house,
Right.
you know, and little odds and ends, you know, we take turns,
Right.
you know.
Okay.
That's what I was gonna say. What works?
Yeah.
Would work. Yeah, we have a joint account.
Really?
So it makes it a little challenging when you're trying to do a surprise. If you're looking online, thank you. You know, like, what is this charge? But yeah, so that's the way we do it.
So it's really good because so this Thursday night, you know, that's what I was showing me about finances, and of course it's our very own Minister Blackman and her husband
Lisa B.
and Lisa B. And you know, one of the things that she said that was good to me, that she said they do have a joint account, but she said in the past they will hold each other not really accountable, but if they were gonna spend something like over $50, they would talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I looked at that as it's a way that before you know it, you have so much money in your account. Because I would go on Amazon and buy something and not think about it. You know what I'm saying?
I do it all the
And right. And so
Yeah.
if we knew that before we could spend a certain amount of money, we had to talk about it. Some of that stuff probably wouldn't get bought. And the thing about it is, I would respect if my wife said, "Babe, we don't need that right now."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And but one thing I want to say, and I talked to some guys about this, that I think, and we open now, we open. I think a lot of women think that if you get a joint account, it becomes like a control, like we're trying to control the money, which is not. What it is, like, and I'm saying this because we live, right? I want my wife to know, like, it's not a control thing. It's actually helping us as men to become better with our money. Because as a man, we're so used to just doing what we want to do with it. And we'll try to put it back real quick to make sure. But when you're held accountable, you know what I'm saying? It helps you become more unstable. You know what I'm saying? And like I tell my wife, I love my wife go shopping. You know, I love when she buy different things. I want to see her. You know, we step by, I want them to turn their head. Hey, I'm like, yeah, I know what you mean. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's something that I ain't gonna say we struggle with. We don't struggle with finance in our house, but that is something that we have been talking about. You know, I would love to get us a joint account because we are one. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that it's gonna happen in the future. I don't know when, but I mean, like I said, we love each other. We spend money on each other.
But I kind of feel like him, like, how am I gonna buy you that camera that you want if you know?
It's a little tough. And sometimes when we do want to do special things, we plan where we may like we have a Cash App cards. So we might say, well, we'll you know, for my birthday, you know, she may say, well, I'm gonna do this, so we'll say, okay, well, this is how much is gonna be the budget, because you know, she'll go all in. I'm like, no, just you know, $150 for you, $100. No. You know, and then you know it'll be on the Cash App card, so I won't know what it is. But to your point, I can see how it can be, and that's why I always tell her, you know, I don't want it to be a control,
right?
Because right now I'm the main one that's working,
right?
And so, but I always tell her, hey, you can always look on our online account.
Right.
And you know what we owe, and you know what we got to pay.
Right.
So it's no secrets.
Right.
So if you want to buy something, you know what we got to pay.
Right.
And you know where all our bills are.
Right.
And you know we got to do.
Absolutely.
So, you know, you just live from that perspective. But, you know, I've been on the other end of the spectrum because I've been previously married before as well. And you know, mine, yours, and you don't know what I got, you don't know what she got, and it can be, you know, a bit of a challenge. But everybody, you know, got their own way of doing things.
Right.
But you know, it works for us.
Right.
Absolutely.
There you go.
That's good, man. So the last thing we're gonna talk about, and then we are out of here, guys. But this is the fun part right here. So we want to know, have y'all ever heard about the 5 love languages? Yes. Let's talk about them real quick. So you have the first one is words of affirmation.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is you gotta hit me, baby. Now.
Oh, I was trying to see what you got.
I remember number 5, but go ahead. Yeah, number 2 is acts of service. Number 3 is quality time. Number 4 is gift giving. And amen. Number 5
Oh, he
is
got it.
physical touch. Hey, I'm pressing easy. So the question that so I know what ours is words of affirmation.
I'm active service.
Yeah, she's
Show
active
me.
service, right? We're both words of affirmation. I'm a gift giver. I love buying gift. And number 5, you know, and it's of course quality time, but number 5 is our best one, physical touch. And we'll talk about that.
But guess what? He's more of a physical touch person than I am,
Yes,
because
he is.
he's always, you know, on the room and
Oh yeah, I want to lay
you know,
on
I'm getting
them,
into
you
it,
know.
but you know, he's more of a just rubbing on my knee,
I have to do that,
you know.
keep it going. Hey Jeremy, I'm 10 years older.
Wow.
So what do you think you all love?
So what's your love language?
I know mine is words of affirmation and physical touch.
All
Yes.
right then.
Yeah.
That's why you holding your leg. I see it.
I did. We've done the assessment like a couple of times. But I forgot what mine was. You remember?
I know yours was words of affirmation, and I think it was quality time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good right
I
there.
think that's what
Okay,
it was.
and the Bryant's.
Mine is, I know for sure, acts of service and quality time, and then physical touch.
Oh, we know physical touch been going on.
Mine is physical touch. I love gifts. I love gifts, man.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
my thing.
That's
I think all men love gifts. You know, I ain't trying to get my wife to understand that it's a man thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what it is. It could be a key change. I mean, if he has Florida Gators on, I'm happy. It could be a golf ball with Florida Gators on it. I'm happy. I don't care. It could be a rug, and I don't care. Like, it don't matter to me. I love Florida Gators, so if you buy me something like that, I'm gonna appreciate it. You know?
right. So he is a humongous gift giver. Like, that is his love language.
Right.
But because that's his love language, he tends to give that language off. I mean, I was saying it's like English and it's like other languages. So if you speak Spanish, of course your go-to language is going to be Spanish.
Right.
You're going to talk Spanish. But if I am English, my go-to language is going to be English.
Right.
But what I was saying was I had to learn the fact that he was a gift giver and that he wasn't trying to buy me.
Right.
Because I'm going to be open, honest, and transparent. Gift giving as a love language. Now, I do like to receive gifts, but to think about gift giving as a love language in the beginning, I thought was shallow. Because you gonna buy me something and that mean you love me?
Right.
I was like, nah.
Right.
Like, I can buy myself something, so you can't tell me that you spending money on me means that you love me. But I have come into the knowledge that is his love language, and that's his way of expressing love. And I also had to learn that because that's his way of expressing love, you want me to talk Spanish back to you. So that's his way of receiving love also. That is let me give him English. But yes, I had to, like I said, I had to learn that because that was his language, and that, like I said, it was a little issue with me as well, because in the beginning, of course, I had 3 kids. I was taking care of 3 kids, my household, carting up, like I was doing everything on my own, and it was just like in the back of my mind, like I could buy my own stuff. So yeah, I had, and I did. It took me a while to know that, okay, he's not trying to buy me. That's just his way of expressing love.
You know what I'm saying? Gotta buy, I already got you. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is the last thing, man. You know, I'm gonna give each one of y'all the opportunity to speak to that young couple that just got married, right? Real quick. You know what I'm saying? And I want to give you y'all opportunity to let them know, you know, that they can make it. So speak to that couple out there. You said y'all been married how long?
Oh, it'll be 4 years in August.
4 years. There's a couple out there right now that might be going through in their 3rd year. what would you tell them to hold on to?
I tell them to hold on to just the understanding part. That is a big part for me, is understanding. Because you don't know how she's feeling, what she's going through. And always take the time to watch what you say.
Right.
That's good.
Because regardless of what you say, even though you say you're sorry, a woman never forgets.
Right. Absolutely.
She never forgets.
Right.
And keep your business to yourselves. Don't tell family members. They
Right.
never forget.
That's right. That's right.
Because once you
Preaching
make
that
up, something happens. They'll bring you back.
They'll bring it
Looking
back.
at
Right.
your
Yeah,
Absolutely.
they make you crazy.
I thought you said.
Right. They looking at you.
Exactly.
What German still doing here?
Keep it between each other.
Right. Absolutely.
And God.
And
Yeah.
God.
Prayer.
And
I would
never-
say prayer.
And never stop pursuing your wife.
That's
That's
right.
good.
When my
man.
wife
Don't
is
talk about-
when my wife is walking somewhere, or say we're shopping, I look at her sideways from
Yes.
like the side of the aisle. You know, when we go grocery shopping, look at her sideways.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
I got that.
See, I got lucky.
I got
I got that, man.
Right. That's mine.
That's right.
Yeah.
Every time.
I
That's
got
it.
that.
I have to say prayer. Above all, prayer. Keep God first in your marriage.
That's
Like
right.
I said, don't tell anybody. Tell God, and leave it at that.
Yes, God.
And I would say, have that mindset to not put divorce on the table.
That's
Take it
right.
off.
Don't even bring it in the door in the house.
That's good.
Never put it on the table. Remember, why you said I do. Remember that spark, that love that you had
Absolutely.
on day one.
Mm-hmm.
Always keep that in the back of your mind, and you'll make it.
Absolutely. I love it.
I love it. I love it.
Elder Allen.
And
First
sister.
lady. My God today.
I would say communicate,
That's
and
good.
be honest about how you feel.
Did y'all hear what she said? Now, we didn't get a chance to do it on her. We're going to do it with. Say it one more time.
Communicate.
Yes.
And be honest about how you feel.
Absolutely.
And remember that it's not you versus him or him versus you.
That's
It's
good.
you guys versus a problem.
Yes.
Wow.
That's good, Drea.
So,
God, yes.
All right, preacher. All right.
My God.
Yeah, what you said.
I love it. What you said.
As you said, really just, I think echoing what you all said, divorce is not an option.
Right.
And if
Not doing it.
if one person is down, the other person is up, the other person is down, the other person is up, and it's not always going to be 50-50.
Absolutely.
And realizing that, but you want to make sure that they're happy.
Absolutely.
When we look at the Word of God, the Bible says that that husbands love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave his life for it. And so when we think about Jesus dying on the cross, he had the opportunity to call forth legions of angels to take him off, to attend to his needs, to his needs. He had the opportunity to get up off the cross and just say, forget about all this.
Come on.
But because he loved us, he had a right to get up off the cross. He had the option, he had the opportunity, but because of love, he stayed. And so that's when I think about it from a marriage perspective. Sometimes you may feel like you have a right, to win the argument. You have the opportunity to do what you want to do. But because of love, you say, although I have the right, I'm going to neglect the right. I'm going to neglect the option because I'm going to stay because I love my wife like Christ loved the church.
Jesus.
Man, that is so good, man. Man, listen.
I know this.
I just want to say we thank you all so much for being on our show
thank you.
called Let's Stay Together. Man, I want to say I thank God for my wife, y'all. She's the one that gets the questions together and keeps me in line, you know what I'm saying? But we really thank God that God was able to, I knew who to call, you know what I'm saying? And God knew who to send at the right time for this conversation called Newlyweds. So again, I just want to tell y'all, thank you all so much for being on the show. And like we always say, let's stay together.